Uh, Hey, folks, I'm back. I have been so busy with all this inheritance stuff. But I am here. Here, there you go. Okay, everything goes from one way to another. Put this book under here. Okay. I don't know, it might be better just to sit back this way. I don't know. It looks like it might. Oh, hi, Queen. Yeah, everything's okay. My blood sucking son is doing my lawyer stuff because I got inheritance. And they don't want me to move to Cleveland because he tells me my dog will get someone's going to steal my dog and I'm too white to live in Cleveland. Even though I used to live in Cleveland and his dad lives in Cleveland. But then he told me, Queen, that I would live 7 minutes away from his dad. But I'm having him in charge since he knows a lot about money. But I have the final say so. But he does not want me to take this house. And I'm doing a panda bear for my resident. She's 40 years old. And she's literally stuck in that nursing home. And if she lives to be 80, she'll be in there for 40 years. I've been trying to tell her she needs to get out of there and get on therapy or something. She's too young. She's 40 something. It's crazy. Do you realize a lot of days in past lives people are committing common asking questions in the live and you don't read them? It's almost as you don't pay attention, chat, and just oh, I don't realize this. Sometimes I'm doing this and that. Oh, yeah, that does happen. I'm not perfect. I am just one person in the world, Queen. That's it. Oh, everything's going good. I mean, I'm gonna have the house, hopefully. Oh, hello, Sugar V. How you doing? But yeah, I'm gonna get the house, and then they say it's worth 100,000, but I'll get 80,000, and just all kinds of stuff like that. No, I gotta get the whole thing done, and I have a lease over here at the bougie place, so I gotta stay here 13 months anyways. So my son's taking care of that because he's very smart with financial stuff. No, I can't even see inside my dad's house yet. My Brandon told me that he's gonna real soon. They're gonna make sure I get to see the inside, and we're gonna get in there because he has to see what has to be fixed. I don't know. He wants to sell it. I want to stay there. This is what's going on. He's gonna be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And then and he's going to be in charge a lot of the lawyer stuff. So, and it's better he's in charge than me. He is well more organized at this stuff than I am. Way more organized. When it comes to money, he is all on it. He has a really good job and he's all about this FAH loan and he's telling me all these neighborhoods I can live in and I don't know, living 7 minutes away from his dad, I told him makes me not want to move in the place, laugh out loud. So that's where we're at there. How many little claws is here? Three. I thought panda bears had 5 claws. One, two, three, four. I guess they only got four. Oh well. Thought for sure panda bears had 5. That's what I'm saying, Queen. I would like to just not pay rent, I told them, and it's not even that bad. I know people that will have people around us that we know also. So, oh, hi, Karan. How are you doing? But yeah, it is nice. That's one reason I wanted to move in there, so I don't have to pay no rent. I gotta save money and do stuff. I want to get a little store for refurb and have refurbished goods and help out the people that don't have money. This is my one thing I'd like to do. Like, I don't know if you guys have a Salvation Army there or the Catholic Charities. I can keep the house if I want. Everybody don't want me there because they think that Chong's gonna be dead. My son thinks that someone's gonna come steal Chong, and Chong is 180 pounds, and he's very strong. I don't think anybody's taking him without a fight. They would have to shoot him. They really would because he just would not. Chong would not be in the program. My dog's huge. My little dog turned big, and big dogs, they really are in danger. They want big dogs, especially because he has a little pity in him. He's a pity mix, but I mean, him, I don't think that they're going to be wanting to try to contend with large and in charge. That's what I call my dog. He could drag a 180-pound person. Oh, hi, Marion. Yeah, you can get a reading for August. Yeah, and then my ex was then the ex fiance, which is Brandon's father. He wanted to know if I still did crystals, and of course he's a negative, very negative. I don't know why he still talks to me if he's so intrigued about me when he's been married for 10 years now. Still wants to know what I'm doing. Still, it's like it's none of his damn business what I'm doing. That's how men are. They just are busybodies. They like to do this all day. I don't take my time to do that. I take my time not to be dealing with him. I told him I don't want his dad driving past my house. That's what I told him. All right, Marion, you got one. I'm taking you on a general reading. So, all you want to know if Chris is going to contact you again. Oh, okay. Let me get you right after Marion. You're in a mutual moon for your general reading. And this is just talks about things not been written yet. And you have time ahead of you to set course of your life. And then you got a dissembling moon that's surrounding you and a waxing moon. A dissembling moon is just means to relax and just breathe out and take time for yourself. Because what I'm picking up is you've been very stressed out about life and financial stuff, which I think everybody has. Then you got a waxing moon, and this just talks about your energy kind of getting momentum, gaining strength. I feel you've been in a slump for a while, and you'll be okay. You just gotta kind of get through the hard times, the testing period and stuff before the good stuff comes. Because I'll tell you, going through all this with my dad's death, it only gets worse before it gets better. And that is the damn truth. So I'm going through this right now, and it really sucks. But I'm hoping I get to the good stuff soon. And you want to know about Chris? Oh, it's not his business. Yeah, but me and Brian done been broken up since that Brandon was 2. So Brandon's 31 for 28 years. He still asks about me and wants to know how you. And I will ask Brandon all the time, "How's mom's doing?" And it's like, leave me alone. I can't. I can't take him. I can't. He made his choice. He cheated on me. He found a whole other person. So when I left, I said I don't feel like getting an STD, and I don't care what doctor he went to. I was not getting back together with him. And that was just how it was gonna end up and stay. But this is how Brian is, and he still be bothering me. It's like I think I'm 51 now. I think when we're 60, he's still gonna bother me. Oh, did I miss your question? All right, I'll get you right after Queen. I'm not used to being this popular over here. I'm usually a bottom feeder. All right, here's one for Chris if he's coming back. Chris is in a full moon Aquarius, and this just means he hasn't gotten in touch of his inner self and his inner feelings. He's kind of masking all of his emotions and things like that. And then he has a super moon and a new moon eclipse. A super moon just talks about how he has a lot of emotions going on all over the place, which I guess you would if you're ignoring your inner feelings. It makes a lot of sense. And then you got the new moon eclipse just talks about powerful change. I do see him contacting you after he has a breakdown. I think it's going to be somebody that somehow triggers him to want to come back because he's going to realize how much better he had it. But it may not happen for a little bit. Maybe I don't know, maybe a month or so. But it makes sense. So, oh, he is an Aquarius? All right. I guess that makes sense. That's how men are. Until they get hurt or get bumped up a level, this is how they would. You want to know your general run for July. Oh, yeah, we are going in July, aren't we? Look at that. My dad's birthday was in July. Maybe this whole house will be done in July. Hopefully. All right, Karan, you are, for July, you are in a dissembling moon, or disseminating, sorry. And this just talks about relaxing and you having high anxiety and stuff and just saying to relax and things like that. That's what dissembling moon is. Oh, your birthday's the 29th? Okay, so I think you're a Leo then. Oh, you're welcome, Queen. I'm sure I feel he's coming back, but it's gonna be after he realizes he's being an asshole. So, oh, okay. So both you guys are Leos. I know my husband's a Leo. Leo and Aries usually get along well. Why high anxiety? I don't know. Worried about things. Isn't it anxiety usually runs with it if you're worried about life or things like that? That's technically the anxiety. It doesn't always have to be where you're shaking and stuff. But you have a mutual moon surrounding you and a waxing moon. A mutual moon just says that things are not set in stone. They're not written yet, and you can change things because there's no karma coming at all. Not bad karma. It's whatever you want. You set the course in July, which is good. Then you got a waxing moon that just talk about energy gaining momentum. I would try to direct all my energy if I was you in July, trying to find out what you really want to accomplish and maybe start just taking steps towards that. So that's what I would do when you have good energy like that and you don't have any kind of bad karma coming to you. The energy coming to you is good, but yeah, Queen, when men get like that, they have to literally lose themselves to find themselves. And sometimes, depending on the situation, once they lose themselves, you might not want them to find you. I feel it's just going to be a month, Karan, where you're just kind of figuring out what you want in life. It's neither good nor bad. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. It doesn't look like anything horribly negative or anything like that. It really doesn't. It just seems like a month of maybe I see things coming towards you and decisions. And with decisions, you got to make sure you make the right one. So just try to focus on decisions. That's what I would do. That's what I have to do in the month of July. Obviously, now that Brandon got all this in motion, I need to find out what's going on. But yeah, and then I got the ears not right here. Do I have to donate for my question to be answered? Jupiter. Oh, you are hilarious. I work on a nursing unit named Juniper, and they always call it Jupiter. No, you do not have to donate. I did not see your question. But if you want to, okay, here. I have my first fight coming up. Okay. So are you a UFC fighter too? Or are you are you the UFC fighter that comes on here? I'm just curious. But yeah. Okay. I don't know if you want to donate to with me losing mental health because my son's driving me nuts. You can go right ahead. You could donate to that fund because my son's a bloodsucker and he's driving me insane. Talking about all these stuff and moving into bougie neighborhoods and everything else. Laugh out loud. I didn't been in a bougie neighborhood. I'm a 19-year-old Sagittarius. Let me know where I could. Alright. You're in alignment to becoming a world champion UFC. Oh my goodness. You're famous. Look at that. I think you might be my first famous person on here. That is awesome. Oh, I don't have Cash App. I was joking. I'm okay. I have money. I'm just joking. But yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. I'm paranoid about people knowing my information. I already been hacked on Facebook and everything else, so I only deal with Navy Federal. And that's because my son was in the military. None of my stuff is ever bothered with Navy Federal. They do take care of the military and military families, and then the military veterans parents, which would be I'm a Navy mom. Of course, I get bothered by the Navy son. So, oh, it's good. My family is doing really well. They're just worried about me being shot when I move. Maybe he'll buy me some cameras for security too. All right, my friend Jupiter, you are in a new moon in Cancer. A new moon in Cancer just means that everything is safe around you, which is good. I don't see anything horrible going on around you or any negative energy at all. Then you have a new moon in Libra also. And this talks about romantic cycles. And it's a fresh new one, which is always fun because you're in line to be a superstar. And then you got a full moon in Gemini. And this talks about answers coming to you. I feel that, honestly, I feel that you are going to, I feel you're going to be really good. With the new moon in Cancer, I don't see a head concussion. Thank God. Because you know that you can get head concussions and stuff and have brain trauma. And I'm going to pray you don't get that, but I do see a lady. I see a nice, attractive lady that you would like, and I feel that you're almost gonna be like a Rocky, and she's gonna. I don't know. You're gonna fight even. It's gonna give you inspiration if you ever already haven't met her. But just be careful. Whenever you deal with times with money, everybody wants a piece of you and your money. So just be careful about that. But yeah, I do see that you're going to win. I do see there's going to be a little bit of a struggle and it might be close. I do see it getting real close towards the end, but I do believe you will. You're gonna be a champion. So I do see that, and thank you for coming to the channel. I'm very excited. I'm not the kind of popular person people listen to. Oh, you're an army veteran, Queen? Do you share the house you inherited with your siblings? Oh, I don't have any siblings. I broke the mold. I'm an only child. I get every bit of everything. So it's all mine. The only person that would eventually get the house would be my two sons. That would, well, he has assets too. So it would be my two sons after I die, but then I'm married, so I don't know. It would be like between them three, but I'm going to have a will put out. Because I'm going to do investments and get this. I'm going to go ahead and get my little shop going because I want to do a consolidation shop to help out the poor. Because I feel that if people had nice, cheap furniture, they would be more benefited in the world. Because it's expensive to buy a couch, I mean. Well, houses too, but our couches and stuff are expensive. And people don't have money like that. It's kind of rough these times. So I'm hoping I give justice to this panda bear. Because this poor lady, she has this nice boyfriend and everything. She's younger than me. and I'm sitting there doing bed changes on her, and it's sad. It makes me sad going to work, and it's one thing if people are older, and I get that, but she's not older. That's the thing. She's younger. I want to say she's half Korean. It's Korean or something like that. That's why she likes the panda bears so much. Panda bears, I think, are their national animal over there. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's pandas. Is Japan or China? But they're just like America loves the eagles. They're more into panda bears. That's why she wants one. And her dad makes. He actually works at the Cleveland Clinic, but he doesn't do medical. So he doesn't make the most money in that. I worked at the Cleveland Clinic for a while. Cleveland Clinic could be pretty rough because it's world renowned. We had people from the Middle East when I worked there going there for it was the royal family because they used to own part of it. I don't know if they do anymore. With all this stuff going on in the Middle East, I'm not sure if they do. But I did meet the sheik when I was at work once. And he brought his harem. Yes, he did. He had all these ladies. He took over the fourth floor at the Cleveland Clinic. And as I went to go take the sheik's brother's blood pressure because he had heart problems, I got thrown out of the room because he wanted a man doing this, not a woman. So I still got paid. And someone else had to go get his blood pressure, even though I was fine enough. But you know how these some people could be. But I was. Well, that's how that went. I've done a lot in my 50 years. I might not have been overly famous, but you know what? That's not sometimes everybody's destiny to be famous. Sometimes not. And I'm okay if I'm not. I just want to make my mark in the world before I die. And I'm hoping that mark is helping people where they can get good stuff, good cheap stuff, and help out some people in need. That is what I would like to do. I'm really messing up this eye. I do have a problem with my eyes. But yeah, then maybe invest in probably, I'd like to get a dispensary. That I would like to do too. That would be fun. And then I would have money to do for other things. But that is really cool. What branch of the army were you in? My dad was a Green Beret in the army. The alignment already exists. You have to remember who you are and affirm decree and declare what you want your future to be. Oh, manifest. Oh, I don't even know what I want in my future. I just was a Facebook blogger and I'm over here. And honestly, I really never aspired to be anything. I never expected to be famous, even popular over here. So who knows? I don't know what. It seems like I got all kinds of options. I mean, when I was told that 1,000 subscriptions in 2 years is good and is hard to get, I was told that by a couple people. So I don't know. I guess that's a big decision I gotta make, Queen. You're very deep. You got some deepness to you. I have never been that deep. I'm a very undeep person. I feel for humanity, but then at the same time, I'm not that deep. It's very strange. I have a very strange existence, honestly. But you guys are very informative in the world. I wish this lady would have picked something besides panda bears. If you guys are starting art artists, panda bears may not be what you want to start out doing. Alright, I need to bring all this over this way. Moving his eye over this way. Okay, this is what I need to do. But yeah, tomorrow I am going to the bloodsucker's house. And I don't know, he always wants to have a barbecue, so I'll probably have a barbecue at his house tomorrow. So I'll probably come on a little earlier because I do want to start doing this because it does make me feel better with all this going on. Because I have a lot going on. And sometimes it's a little bit rough. Alright, this. Okay, I don't have his head the right way. Okay, that's fine. Alright, I'm going to assess the eyes this way because I'm trying to do a sideways in. Mr. Panda is not sideways at all. So it's okay. I'm going to shade up this up here. Alright. Alright, I'm going to see these other panda's eyes. Alright, they're up this way. Alright, they're just in the middle. So I'm going to put that just in the middle here. Sometimes you got to readjust things when you're drawing. I have realized that. Just to get your lay work out and stuff like that. It could be a big pain in the booty. It really can. Alright. Just like I was supposed to put the Mr. Panda sideways, but I ended up not putting it sideways. But if, once you get to drawing a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. Sometimes you have to, but let's see here. Yeah. I'm going to start his nose right over here. I'm still doing tarot card questions for anybody that's coming on. I just do this while I'm waiting. It's an original activity. I don't know if it's the best activity, but it's original, and I'm not trying to do a bunch of music over here, which is illegal over these parts. YouTube does not like when you put a bunch of anything of a live stream in your live stream. I found that out one day. They don't like that. It's their what they don't like. Alright, I'm gonna make this more sideways here. It's gonna look a hell of a lot better when I finish. When I get all the pastels and stuff too. I will remind you that. It just looks crappy now. It always looks. I don't know. Some people love pencil sketches. I think they look crappy until you get the pastels evolved. I really do. To me, that's just where it's at. But to some people, they're not so much like that. I don't know why panda bears' eyes have to be exactly like this, but I guess that's how they are. What are you gonna do? Okay. I'll make his. I'm gonna try to form this nose. This nose is might not be the easiest to get. I did draw a wolf dog, so it's not too far off from a dog. But animals can be challenged. It took me a year to get this far to be able to do animals. This is how they could be more difficult. Alright, and then here, this comes down this way and does that. You want to get all your ley lines down. I call it the ley lines when you're sculpting a face. Sculpting a face could be the hardest part about what people do sometimes. They really can. I'm going to move this nose down a little bit. There's a whole lot of erasing when you get to the face of animals and stuff and people. I will tell you that much. So don't feel intimidated if you got to erase a lot at this point, because this is the time that you want to be erasing. You don't want to be doing a whole lot of erasing later on. That's where you don't want it. Not at all. You want all of your little sculpting mistakes, all your little line fixes. I got this so far. You want all this done now. All of it, because you don't want to be making too many mistakes coming the other way. And then I'm going to do a little shading over here. Alright, now I'm going to move this over here. Alright. Alright, now this little thing, this little arm gets wrapped over here. I thought Chong had big paws. This guy has bigger paws than Chong. I don't know if I could have a pet panda. That would be a lot of food. Alright, we got that so far. It almost looks like a koala bear. I kind of want to, that's how you kind of want to start things. And I've only been on here 38 minutes and got this. It looks very intimidating at first when you do it. It really does. But you kind of want to just keep going with it. And just remember you're alright. Alright, now this. I'm just going to do light little touches here. Just lightly sculpt this paw right here. Right where I want it. Just little light sketches, because you want to. Alright, because down here we have some things here, so. I want to shade over here. I'm going to do some shading because, when you got to fix the arm and stuff, it is what it is there. Right where this paw gives out, that's where the other side of this connects. So, bring this all the way down this way. I'm just doing tiny lines because there's fur. Right before I shade. Alright, and then here, I'm just going to throw in like 4 claws up here. So this makes sense. Now I got the gist of it looking at this other one. Alright, I'm still here for tarot card readings if it's somebody. Or I'm not sure if Queen, you're still around. It's okay if you're not. I understand you got big things going on here. People have lives, I get it. We all got stuff going on in our lives. Alright. I think we're good this way. I'm gonna start just playing little fur things. It looks like a baby koala. I wasn't sure if I wanted a baby koala or not, but I guess I got a baby koala. And that's okay. It's alright that the baby koala is here. I'm just gonna start shading sideways going out. And then pull this over here. The shading kind of makes it look a lot more realistic. And it stays with the pastels, laugh out loud. Even if you do the pastels, it actually does stay with it. Okay, I'm going to bring the panda bear out just a little bit down. Alright. Okay, now this is something. Okay, it's this, and then in here is part of the branch. So I'm going to shade this off so we know that I know personally that this is a part of the tree branch. I'm going to shade this with this all together with this. And then this looks way better with a little box shape down here. There we go. This panda bear is making me feel better about my life a little bit. Every time I draw someone makes me feel a little bit better. A little bit better about life in general. Life can get you down sometimes. It really can. All these little stuff that goes on in life, you just never know where it's going to end or come. And I am not a friend to change. Not at all. I'm happy with no change. But things have to change. I have been told that lots of times through my life. Through every time all this change. And I guess change is going to happen if we like it or not. The only thing that doesn't change is a painting or a beautiful moment. Probably that's why I like art so much. Art is timeless. I like timeless things because you could look upon it and it doesn't change. Everything else does, though. Everything to life has changed, but certain things don't. That's why, people hang on to things longer. Alright, I got the little panda bear there. It's going to look a lot better when I get it in pastels. Oh god, it's going to look a lot better. So I'm just going to do this tree branch too. Get this down and shaded. I just feel it's better to pencil it out before you start, doing all the stuff with your paint and this and that. It gives you a nice little outline, I guess, of what you're drawing. So, and it's nice to have an outline because you just never know. I'm going to try to attempt here now to get some fur. And they're doing this with real light sketches here. Real light lines. So I'm going to do some real light lines this way. And as the fur moves, that's what they're doing. Because I do have some black pastels. We'll show you how to blend those in. And some white, of course. I think every sketch artist has white and black pastels. But we're just doing I'm doing real soft lines. Just to get the furs so you could show which way the animal is. And this is pretty much what they're doing. They're just layering and texturing. And you'll be able to pick it up once you start sketching out enough. And sketch art seems really intimidating at first. It really does. It's just terribly intimidating. And it's terrifying at times because you just be like, you don't know if you're going to be able to do it or not because it's very intimate sketching. It really is. I think it's the most intimate forms of artwork, personally. That's just me, though. That is definitely just me. But yeah, I just feel that it's very detailed, intimate, and which a lot of artists do feel that more than just me, honestly. Alright, the ears, the fur is going up this way, so we're going to do light touches up here. And then light touches up here just to get a texture for this fur. Alright, now and then right in here comes the light textures in the white part. And it goes out this way. And see how the shading is going. And shading sometimes is your most important part when you're doing things. It really is. Shading is very important when it comes to artwork. I want to say once you get down sketches, that's probably your hardest part when you finally get it down. Alright, now there's a couple that goes up this way. And a little bit here. And I'm just gonna add a little bit up here. Because when I get these white pastels in here, it's gonna be real nice. Alright. I got this so far. It is turning out to be a cute panda bear. I gotta say that. Alright, now there's a lot of details in this wood, so I'm gonna try to get all the texture in this wood together. Alright, right by his face, right in here. Let's start here. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos. Well, this is what I do a lot over here on YouTube, and it's always educational ones. But there was in the royal bloodlines, there's been some really wicked stuff going on from the past, not from now, from the past. There was a girl, I think I put all my subscriptions out so everybody could see them. I have nothing to hide. But she was married at 6 years old, and I didn't get to watching the rest of it. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I forgot what it is. It's this one channel where it has like all like the historical things where people were real violent and stuff and brutality and stuff. Because I'd like to understand human nature. I really do. But it was like this. They were real desperate on getting a queen and an heir. So they literally pretty much sold off their 6 year old for marriage. And I didn't get to reading the rest of listening to the rest of it, but the poor child ended up dying in childbirth. And I mean, I would be horrified. I mean, you're 6 years old, and you're being married, then and then you get pregnant, and then you die in childbirth, and apparently nobody even cared that she died in childbirth. It was very horrific, I guess, and it is terrible. And then there was this. Oh yeah, you can ask a question. I'm just doing this because everybody's supposed to be doing a talent up in here, so I figure this is close enough to a talent. But yeah, there's some scary parts of history. People think that life in general could be horrifying. Histories even could be worse at times. Alright, I got the texture in this wood. Yeah, put your question and I'll wait for it. I got that texture going on. It did seem very intimidating at first. Alright, I'm just gonna do small little shades. Before you even get your pastels going, these are much easier to do it this way. Way much easier. I'm gonna shade around these eyes, waiting for your question. There we go. Alright, got a little fuzzy mouth because there would be fuzziness near his mouth. That makes sense. I'm gonna shade the side of his nose and shade the little nose part too, just so it looks a little flawless. What does Sarika think about me now? I think you've been on here before. You sound familiar. I don't have like the biggest crowd, so I get to remember more people's names. That's not bad. I think after your reading, I think I'm done. I will be ready for pastels. Oh, okay. Yeah, you sound familiar. I have a photogenic memory. I do remember the different names. Although I don't know where everybody gets the names from. I mean, I know mine was Shub Chong the dog because I'm a creator, but I don't know when you go on the live streaming part if you change it up or whatnot. I also remember astrological charts. Well, that's good. Those are hard to remember. Honestly, I've just been so scientific, and I guess I just started doing this more because I believe that and science and tarot cards are so close, because they say that God and religion are close to the spiritual, and it all kind of connects with science, because especially with quantum physics being an actual thing now. It is. I mean, and it wasn't a Stephen Hawking guy, but people actually came to terms with this. So I'm more scientific, and I've always been a fan of string theory. And I believe that certain people open certain doors because of the energy that they give out. When I do believe in the wormholes, and they are calling for it as a thing now. There are wormholes, they say. They used to say when I was younger, you need to be locked up if you thought it, but now they're calling for it. And I was not reading. I'm always reading, but this time I wasn't reading. Was watching. I follow a YouTuber, and they talk about the whole thing about Jerusalem and everything, and the second coming of Christ. And the geologists, they say Mount Olive or something. The geologist went on this mountain and said there's a huge fault line in the Middle East by Jerusalem. And I guess the prophecy has a bunch of stuff, including these sacred cows. And anyways, they're one of the sacred cows was actually born in America and brought over to Israel and all this stuff by Jerusalem. But I guess they say the mountain's going to be separated. Geologist says there's a gigantic fault line, but there's supposed to be somebody that unites everybody. I think honestly, what's going to happen if you go through the scientific and things that make sense, I think there's going to be a huge earthquake that brings all those mosques that it ends up falling in. And they said right where that mosque is, where the Christians and the Muslims are always fighting, is right by the fault line, and it's going to fall in. Oh, hi. But this is what I think is going to happen, because sometimes when you think scientific and you think religion, you got to look at the clues. I feel that the Bible does that. It gives you clues, and it's like a history book. And I do believe that there's going to be there is somebody, whoever survives is going to unite who's ever left who survives that earthquake. But I don't think that God, or the energy that is God, is going to do that. And I hope these cows survive, because they're being bred for the final thing, for this final temple. So, you're Brian. And tell me why Kay looks at me but doesn't take any action. Alright. Let me get Sad? Sada? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I am sorry. Let me get the Sarika question over here. And then I'll get to your about Brian. Tell you why Kay looks at. Well, mostly when people do. Oh, I look for Billy. I don't know, maybe because I've been out here 2 years. And I've been on Facebook longer. So, alright. Alright. This lady, Sarika, is in a full moon in Libra. And This just talks about romantic cycles. And this is like a, a new beginning of one. So, which is good. Because it talks about new romantic beginnings. And then she is surrounded by a full moon in Libra and a waning moon. The full moon in Libra just talks about how things equal out and both sides are happy, which is good because it means you're gonna have a good relationship. And then there's a waning moon, and this just talks about things she has like self doubt and a couple things because she's kind of nervous, which we all are with new love. New love leads to it's chaotic love, and it's scary sometimes. So I get it. I think she sees you as a new romantic relationship, but she's kind of scared to move on. So maybe just give her time. That's what I would do. All right. All right. Okay, the K. So is this K like somebody that you're with, or she's like, oh, okay, then that's what it is. How much of an age difference? You have a lot, like a big age gap? Because my husband's younger than me. Laugh out loud. Because I'm 51 and he's 30, so I did not want to be with him for 7 and 8. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm in a 20-year age gap relationship right now, so I always tell my husband now I'm just too old to find anybody new. So give her a little time. Oh, you're 30 and she's like 37. Well, yeah, she's probably being overly cautious. You want to marry her? Well, of course you do. You love her. I picked that up. I just say give her time, and if she sees you're sticking around and everything, I think that things will work out. Just she needs to. If you rush it, I don't think it's gonna work out. I feel a lot of anxiety and stress and worries coming from that because people, when they get older, they've been through a couple bad relationships. So, oh, and she works near you. Okay, all right. Oh, she works 10 to 10. Okay. Things is other girls tempted towards me. Well, okay. This one you talked to the BM gamer. You talked to her a long last year. Okay. All right. Well, let's do a reading on her. You need guy. Okay, I'll do yours for. Okay, Sharma. Yeah, I could do your guidance. I can do a general reading for you if you'd like. I don't know if I would call me guidance. I'm not a psychologist or anything over here. Oh, you're welcome. If I was a doctor or something, maybe I could be more guidance, but I'm not. All right, all right. It's Brian, the BM gamer. I am picking up on your lady that you're talking. I forgot the name, but I have here where she is in a new moon eclipse. And this just talks about powerful change. She's in a part of her life where it's going upside down and all around. And I'm picking up she's in a full moon in Virgo also and a full moon. she's she feels like she's not good enough for you, and I'm picking up a little shyness because she doesn't think she's very attractive or anything like that. And I feel that she likes you a little bit, like a crush type thing. And then she's in a full moon, and this just talks about kind of bringing all of her emotions and letting them out one way or another. If it's in private or if it's not in private. I mean, people do this in many different ways. They pray, they meditate, manifest, all kinds of stuff, but she has to do something. But I do pick up a crush, and that's why she kind of looks at you that way. So, which, people have crushes all the time. I had a crush on Michael Jackson when I was younger. I was in the Michael Jackson fan club, so I wanted to marry Michael Jackson. So, that's it. I mean, people get them. Just be nice about it and just see how things go. But never be rude. If you're rude, it's not a good thing. The universe doesn't like rude people. I will tell you that. All right, we miss MJ. Oh, yes. I miss Michael Jackson too. I know people talk their smack about him, but I don't believe none of it. I don't believe he was with little kids and all that. I don't. So, all right, now Sharma. All right, LC. Please pull cards for myself and Lee relationship. Thank you. All right, let me get LC done. It is LC, I think. Yeah, it looks like LC from here. All right, you have with Lee, you and Lee, you guys are in a blue moon. And this just talks about it's a hope card. It's like believing in things you didn't think could happen. So, which is good because it means hope is on your side. And you're also surrounded by a full moon in Cancer and a full moon eclipse. And it just talks about you guys went through a rough cycle in life. So, and that happens. Everybody's in a tough cycle these days. And then you got a full moon eclipse, and this just talks about conclusions and just all the questions, the answers are within your reach. So maybe it looks to me the universe is trying to bring your relationship to another level and trying to make it more deeper. And it's good to dig deep before you get too involved so you kind of really understand one another. I will tell you that much. So, but there's nothing wrong with redefining and making things marriage material. I feel that you could be marriage material, you just got to work through and get to that deeper level, LC. I really do. And I've done it. It has evolved. Well, see, there you go. So, I mean, that's how my second marriage started, and the first marriage ended. I mean, what you gonna do? You just gotta always be taking care of yourself, though. Always have a plan B and a way to take care of yourself and things like that. And no matter what life throws at you, you'll be able to get through it. Oh, that's good. I mean, everybody starts out as friends, and then it goes to something else and then evolves to something else. But you have to start out as friends. If you don't start out as friends, it sometimes ends badly. You got to be friends and lovers to have a really good, fruitful marriage that you're happy with. So, well, that's good. I'm glad. Just, I would write it out, see what happens. It seems like he has good energy, so you might as well. Oh, good night, Nada. Yeah, I hope you sleep well. But yeah, I mean, that's how people are, and it's life. I mean, that's how we're meant to. You went in reverse. Livers, then the real. Oh, okay, livers and the real friends came. However way it happened was how you guys did it. I was always for the second husband, I was always more his wife than his girlfriend, and I was always pushy. It's gonna happen the way it's meant to happen. It was meant to happen that way. Everything there is no accidents in life. None. Everything happens for a reason. My dad literally passed away, and all this happened with this money inheritance for a reason. It honestly didn't. So, if it happened in reverse for you, that was how it was going to be a good relationship for you. And everybody's different. All these psychologists and doctors, oh my God, doctors, they think everybody is the same. And it's not true. Some people heal different. Some people need more antibiotic. Everybody's different, and don't let your differences and people's judgments get in your way. Don't, because you can't. Because everybody's different people. Not my relationships. I'm in a 20-year age gap, but honestly, everybody was told me I look around 30, so I look around his age. And we had kind of went in reverse a little bit, and we're just fine. And we've been together now for almost 12 years. So don't let anybody steal your joy or your shine. It happens the way it's going to happen. And that's it. And you got to live with the consequences, no one else. That's why the Bible says don't judge unless you want to be judged. And if you have judgy people around you, just get them away from you and just tell them that you don't want them interfering, because judgy people are the worst. We'll see. Sometimes that happens in age gap relationship. You kind of go in reverse a little bit. But if you're meant to be with each other, I mean, you're just meant to be with each other. The realm that we're living in is chaotic. There's a lot of black eyes. Oh, that's good. There's a lot of people with wickedness in them in this realm. More wickedness than, there's more wicked than it was 20 years ago. People don't believe that in the presence of God anymore. They're out for themselves. They don't believe in good or bad, some people. And the thing is we got a soul. There's people out there, Elsie, that don't believe that people have a soul. And they do. I've seen the ugly souls, the good souls. And honestly, I'm not trying to be biased, but being a product of the Catholic Church, I think they got the most darkest souls ever. And I do mean ever. They're horrible sometimes. And that's why every horror movie starts out with a Catholic, Roman Catholic. The Romans are the ones that literally crucified people in horrifying ways. And then they literally crucified Jesus for saying that, talking about God, and then they rename it Roman Catholic. If that's not, I don't know, if that's not double jeopardy, I don't know what is. But But yeah, there's a lot of wickedness in this realm. And a lot of it comes from the different Christians and Catholics, and it stems out. They're very judgy. I don't judge anybody. I would not even judge the devil because you don't, it's not our place. So you go be with him. If you guys are happy, you're happy. And that's all there is to it. So, and it'll probably last a long time because you guys care about each other. And that's the best advice I can give you because people like to try to judge me all the time. Oh, you're welcome, Elsie. I'm always on the line for protecting the good and giving people in good paths. I don't follow negative energy and I don't let it rule me. This is my domain. I don't let anything bad up in my domain because it's not. I was born into this body, my soul was born in this body, and I believe I have a soul. Some people don't believe they have souls, which they become lost. So I just want you to remember that you have a soul. And you guys might have been together through several lifetimes. This is possible. And if that's, the course of how you guys have been through several lifetimes, then why break something that doesn't work? I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, that's what I feel. I feel maybe in another lifetime that I did things that were spiritual and don't remember, but maybe they're coming out now. I don't know. It could be. So, but let me know how things are going. And I appreciate you for bringing your good energy over here because I don't be liking all these negative people talking about negative things. I don't I don't deal with negative. My sons know I don't deal with negative. They come with their negative stuff. I just send them right out the door. And there's only one path, and that's the happy path. And the happy path is doesn't have darklings in it. The happy path has happy people in it, and they're generally of light. I will tell you that. I've seen darklings, and they're always out to deceive you, is the thing. They don't want you to be happy. And you would think that they wouldn't give a crap because they got their own stuff to do, but they sure do care. They care if you're happy because you're living and you have a soul, and they don't. That's the thing with darklings. Sometimes they don't have souls. Sometimes they have damaged, tormented souls, but sometimes they have none because they gave their soul away. And that's what dark people want. They're trying to steal your life force. And I don't think people fully understand that aren't spiritual themselves. I mean, the whole thing about I read the whole ceremony of exorcism from Vatican City. They had a book in the library, and I got it, and it was in Old English, and I know how to read Old English, and it's like a Latin based Old English, but anyways, there was just a lot of things that reminded me of satanic stuff through this whole thing, and they got all these priests going around back in the day invoking the spirit into them and in these ancient texts. And all I got to say is why? Why would you're trying to get the darkness out of one thing, out of one person? Why would you bring it into you? And they wonder why they say the next dark pope is coming. And they say the next dark ruler is probably going to be a pope, and everybody says he's going to be dark skinned, and it doesn't. I don't think they're talking about skin color. I think they're talking about soul. I think When they say the next coming of Lucifer and this and that, I think it just means from a dark soul. And what would the darkness want more than anything else? They would want control the Pope. The Pope has worldwide reach. And I do say worldwide reach. Okay. And Lamika, why is RIRDAI exam expected this or next year? Oh, when? Okay. Okay. I never heard of that exam. It's not an American one. That's probably why not. I'd like to get my culture of the world through you guys. I get to speak to people from different countries and I like it. That's why I come on here so much. You guys give me some culture instead of be stuck up here being bothered by my kids. I get to get some culture of the world and learn about different exams. I know it sounds stupid and crazy, but I do. That's why I really like to come on here a lot. I'm not trying to be famous. I just like to learn about things. But I this exam is in a new moon, which is good. It means a new start coming. I think you're going to pass this exam when it comes. So far, I'm feeling. And then you got a full moon in Leo and a full moon in Gemini. It's talking about the Leo card's always about pride, but it could be just. And here I'm picking up. You're going to get possibly a lower score than you thought, but you're still going to pass. And then you're going to be mad, and I could have done better, and things like that. I've done this too. I do this all the time when I'm doing exams and things. And then the full moon in Gemini. I don't feel it talks about answers that are coming. I feel it's going to be next year. I'm feeling, but maybe study a little extra because of the delay, and just give it up to the light. Talk to God. Tell God you just want to pass this test and do good for the world. And I'm sure I do feel you're going to pass, but you may have to study a little extra. But who doesn't? Unless we're Stephen Hawking, who doesn't? So it's an exam to get into the government institution. Okay, see? I would have never known that. All I hear about is what Trump's doing over here because he does a lot of stuff to make the world angry. So, and I don't like to make anyone angry. I'm friends with the world. Okay, 2020. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. I just why I said I feel that you might have got a lower score, so maybe just try to get some flashcards. Oh, I'll get you. Yeah, you can get a reading. KZ? I think it's KZ. Yeah, just put your question. But yeah, I used to use flashcards when I was in college. And take it, and as you're doing the flashcards, and when you do them, you're actually reinforcing the material because you're writing it down. And then, when you're just sitting somewhere or waiting for crazy stuff like at wherever, when you're waiting and aggravated because you could be doing something else, bring the flashcards and constantly go and look at them. And I used to do that for big exams, and I used to get decent grades, but it was because those damn flashcards that I made. So that's what I would do. Oh, yes, I'd like to be positive. Sharma. Well, I mean, what else can you do? You can't be negative. I mean, there's a lot of great events in the world happening. I mean, they got the second coming of the light, which I just look at it as the coming of the light. I don't think of it as actual Jesus or coming. I just feel like God is going to make a presence soon, and it is going to be in the Middle East. I do feel it. I feel that the geologists are saying there's going to be a great earthquake. I don't. Maybe there might be a somewhat of it, but I don't think it's going to split apart. But they say it's going to, but I feel there's going to be some strong stuff happening. And really, Jerusalem and Israel and all that, that is. Should you let TY go? I'll start your reading. But yeah, I really believe that there is some kind of coming. There's a coming of the light, and it's the signs are in the Middle East. They are absolutely in the Middle East. They are nowhere. The signs are nowhere near where I live. If you want to say it's the Messiah, if you want to believe it's the coming or the showing of God, it's there's something positive happening, and it's going to start in the Middle East. And I feel everybody's waiting. I feel it's going to happen in the next 5 years or less, and I feel it's going to be it's going to be a pull of energy, a little bit at a time. And I know that the Catholics are thinking one thing and have a ceremony, and Muslims have another, but I don't understand why maybe everybody can get together because everybody's predicting the same thing. There is a great prophet coming. There's something coming, and I think every we all should embrace it because this realm is turning to crap. It really is. And we need to bring the positive happiness to this realm and make stop all this craziness somehow. But there is something going on in there, and then I feel it's like a domino effect. I really do, because they found those sacred cows, which is supposed to be in the Bible, I guess. And they were born and they were extinct cow. They were ones that went extinct, and they came from Texas and got sent over to the Middle East. So I feel there's something coming, and it makes a lot of sense, lot of sense. But we all do got to come together, Christians, Catholics, you know, Muslims, everybody. We're all people. We all live, and you know what? You could have been a Catholic in another lifetime. I could have been a Muslim in another lifetime. My other lifetime, I could have been in the Middle East. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but we all need to come together and not fight and be happy and just stop all the stuff we're doing to each other. All right. Should I let TY go? All right. I've been watching too many YouTube videos. This is I get all kinds of information when these things download in my head. But anyways, TY, you got super moon for that, and this TY's emotions are all over the place. They're shooting everywhere. This person's highly emotional. I'll tell you that. Then you got a south node and a full moon in Aries. A south node just talks about not letting things hold you back. This is what they got. So this TY is letting experiences in their life hold them back from moving forward. That's what I'm picking up on this person. Then you got a full moon Aries, and they're just, and then that this just signifies that this TY is just angry because things aren't going their way. You know, people do get angry when things don't go their way, but it happens. Hopefully, it doesn't last too long. But letting, I mean, it depends on how you feel about this TY of letting them go because I really can't tell you what to do or feel or what, or, in that realm of possibility. But maybe just ride it out and just see how you feel. That's what I would do. Yeah, you can ask about something else. Is he angry with me specifically? Yeah, we can ask that. Queen. How does Amari feel about me? Oh, I am not a queen. Not at all. I am just a average YouTuber living the life and meeting new friends. That's it. But I am not nearly a queen at all. If you ask the ex husband or the ex fiance, they will tell you I'm batshit crazy, but not a queen. I am just an average person. Alright, now, Amari. Alright, Amari is in a full moon in Cancer. And this just talks about a personal issue kind of reaching its fold and coming to terms with a personal issue within themselves, which happens. And then this person has a void of course moon. And it's something about a personal issue. And then this just means nothing's going to come of the situation, whatever their personal issue is. And then there's a waxing moon. This talk about energy, gaining momentum, moving on, getting stronger. So, I don't know. I'm feeling that this Amari is going through a lot. And I don't know if this Amari is really ready for marriage. That's what I'm picking up. I think Amari seems nice and all, but I don't know if they're ready for marriage right now. I don't think he. I don't think he hates. He does. He just doesn't. It's nothing bad. It's just he's just going through things. Maybe just try to feel it out and see where things go if you're invested a little bit in things. That's what I would do. So, and we got Jabushin or Jabushin. I so that's what I mean. I would just let it just see. I mean, what else can you do? No one can feel energy unless they allow the energy to come through them. So no, and unless they're sensitive to that, they cannot. I will tell you that. You can only feel energy if you allow yourself to. If you separate yourself from the energy, that is your own free will. So, I mean, we would be under a spiritual dictatorship if we had to feel things. So, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe if you get in contact with them, you know? I don't feel he's a demon. I just feel that he's going through things and sometimes dark things like to test you. That's what dark spirits like doing. Oh, okay. We're traveling to the same destination, but the fight is for the path we are taking. Okay, Sharma. Yes, I am fighting for a good path in life. I really am. I would like to eventually visit the Middle East when when Trump's done fighting with everybody. I would like to see the I'd like to go see the Christian church and then go see the Muslim church if I'm allowed in. Eventually one day I would like to. I would like to visit these spots that light bringers came with put their foot on this earth and try to make it better. I would like to. That would be great. But I gotta wait till Trump is done doing all whatever he's doing because it would be hostile if I went over there right now. So, but yeah, it's just that he is not a demon. He's just surrounded by them. There's a difference. If he was a demon, my friend Casey, you wouldn't be alive and you wouldn't have a soul left, being that invested in him. So, but he is surrounded by darkness. But we all are. I don't feel he does. I don't think he's ready for any kind of love. So, and that's okay. He's just not in a love cycle. Some people aren't. I mean, maybe he's just trying to find somebody and see where it goes. Some people like to do the friends with benefits. Oh, hi, Rose. Yeah, I always do free readings. I don't believe in charging for this stuff. If I see things, I see things. I mean, why would I charge for things I see? I mean, I'm already on YouTube, so. I mean, he likes you. I feel that he might have sex with you and stuff, but he's not ready for a relationship. I mean, I do feel that. I feel that he's ready to have sex and maybe just sleep with you and that's it. But I mean, I wouldn't try to push for anything else. Yeah, I'm sorry if I missed your reading, Sharma. I've just been getting popular lately. Sometimes I miss things. Yeah, and this is Jabushin. I mean, if you want to see where he's going, I would unblock him and just be polite. Just unblock him, be polite, and you should be and see what happens. And just don't maybe respond once and that's it. That's what I would do, honestly. So, but yeah, Rose. I mean, let's see here. Let me do this question here. The one I see so I don't miss them. All right. All right. Jibustion, you want a July reading. So let me get that together. All right. You got a full moon in Gemini for July. I mean, and that's good. That means all the answers you've been looking for things, I feel for financial and different things are coming, which is good. I don't like to be left in the dark. I like my answers questioned. I like all my questions answered. So feel that's good. You also have a full moon in Taurus and a wax crescent moon. In Taurus, the full moon in Taurus just tells you that the stuff that you want to execute and get out for the month, financially, you're gonna have to put on a budget and just start, just trying to do a money portfolio. I'm saying to do money portfolio to make sure that you're not gonna go broke because sometimes you have to. You don't realize you're spending a whole lot on drinks before work or pop and all that. But yeah, put yourself on a budget in July just to make sure that you have food and all your bills are paid. Then you got a wax crescent moon, and this just means to have faith. They have faith that everything's going to be okay. So I just see you balancing, but having to balance budgets in July, but things stabilizing, which is good. I do that regardless. I live like I'm poor all the time. I feel it's a better way of living. And then you always have money and you don't need a lot of stuff. And there's too much garbage in the world and it's killing animals. So reusing stuff saves money and helps Mother Earth. It really does. So, but yeah, Sharma, I'm waiting for your question. All right, Rose. Okay. Okay, Ash worries and would like to ask if the universe has any message for me. I could do a general reading for you, Rose. That'd probably be the easiest way of doing that, honestly. Alright. I got for you a full moon in Pisces. And this talks about balancing spirituality and practical stuff. Because you should always, I mean, it's always good to be on your spiritual side, but you always have to think practical also. You got to think of real world things other than God and everything else. Which is, we should always put God first, but sometimes you got to realize, do I have enough money for groceries, gas, and whatnot, also. That's all that means. All the universe saying, just make sure you watch your money. And then you got a new moon in Cancer, also. And this just means that you and the people you love are safe, which is good because everybody wants to be safe. They don't want to be human trafficked and everything else. I've been watching a lot of the stories of that on YouTube also. It's a scary place to watch a lot of videos. Laugh out loud. But anyways, you also got a full moon in Sagittarius. And this just talks about looking at the bigger picture. You might not have a lot now, but you will soon. I feel like there's going to be an abundance and prosperity very soon, but you're going to have to wait it out and balance things. So, and the universe likes to let everybody wait for these things because apparently they work by their own time. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Just balance yourself out, and I do see prosperity coming for you, Rose. I do. I'm not saying you're gonna be a millionaire, though. That didn't come out of my mouth. It's just prosperity means you're gonna be comfortable. I mean, comfortable. That depends on how the universe is gifting it, and maybe they want to make sure that the timing's right. Blow the money or something. I don't know. This happens. But Sharma, you want a general reading. You feel stuck in life. I get it. I feel stuck my damn self. That's how this realm is, especially for people like us. The world's gone crazy, and everything that is up is down. It's everything's in opposites. It's terrible, terrible. I tell you. But you're in a new moon in Gemini. And this just talks about communication. And it just means that there's a lack of communication around you. So maybe try to tell people around people that have lack of communication with you or just whatever's going on, try to get with them and maybe try to reach out and in a different in a nice way You don't want to run people out. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you come back, Rose. I mean, I'm over here. I like to meet new people. I like to talk to people. So I don't mind talking to you and doing free readings all day when I get a chance to ever to get over here. Laugh out loud since my kids like to hog up all my time, but yeah. You also, Sharma, are in a new moon in Cancer too. And this just means that you and your loved ones are safe. They're being watched and they're safe by the light, not by the dark. And when you get a new moon in Cancer, it always means that the light bringers are watching you. Because they all watch us, the dark and the light, but the light bringers are watching you guys. Along with the dark ones. But the dark ones watch everybody, so don't even feel bad about that. And you got a full moon in Pisces, and this just talks about balancing spirituality and practical means. So just try to balance your life with your spiritual life, pretty much. And it's always good to be spiritual. I always promote spirituality and God and everything. I do. Because God is great and He's the one that created us all. And I get it, but sometimes you just gotta step back and kind of let people, you gotta let people go and just and make their own decisions because of this being a free will realm. So, and I get that you're in the good fight, and I appreciate you are. I do. I greatly appreciate your work in the spiritual realm. I commend you because we need more people praying and doing good stuff. But I feel you're coming out. You're gonna come out of your rut. You just gotta relax and just kind of let people come to you. I feel that you are letting like people are just kind of feel pushed away a little. And sometimes when you come on too strong, that like it scares people off. I don't know why. You can have a priest and all kinds of happy, positive people, and some people feel intimidated by all of the light talk. They do, but sometimes you just have to let people decide things for themselves and just know where you're going. That's what I do. So, I mean, I hope that helps you. I really do. Because we're all in this fight together, all of us. And it's not going to go away for a long time. And people just need to realize we all are in this together. But yeah, P, you can ask a question. I'm here. I am here. I think it's 3:20. Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you coming in there. All right, Djibouti. All right, I could see if I could see your for new job offers. All right, let's see here. Let's see if you got new job offers coming in. I don't. I've been at my job 10 years. I tell everybody I'm too old to move other jobs. I don't know if I'd have the patience for it. I barely got the patience for my job. I commend you guys that make all these different job choices. I'm just staying where I'm at until I just don't feel like going there one day. But yeah, all right, all right, Djibouti, you are your whole icy. You got the full moon, and this just talks about giving your worries and just things, just kind of letting it go and asking the universe to help you and just be real and start just being real positive. That's what I do. Just be real positive and just ask the universe. That's what the surrender to the divine, the full moon means. Then you also are surrounded by a new moon in Aries and a new moon Aquarius. New moon Aries just talks about taking time to move forward, be more persuasive, make phone calls type thing. And then you got the new moon Aquarius, and this just talks about bringing love into the situation. So, love doesn't always have to mean love, love. Self love is where it would apply here. Just start believing in yourself more, and, ask the universe to help you. And that's what I would do. I mean, if you're religious, pray. I would just say, you want another opportunity and stuff. If you're religious, and if not, just ask the universe. A lot of times, if you're a good person doing good things and you're selfless, they will use these things get answered. You've been asking? Well, I would just wait then. Sometimes it takes a couple months when the universe delivers. The universe doesn't work on our time, unfortunately. They work on their own time. When you work on your own time, that's how it is. They're like it's terrible, but that's how they work. So I'm sure you're going to be getting another job. I'm sure. So my younger son's going through this of what job offers. He had like two, and he's still unemployed, and he was working at a retail store. These things happen. You're gonna begin. I see you getting into a rut anyway. So, but these are the times we live in. So honestly, it sucks, but just try to ride it out. I don't see anything horrific happening, like you getting evicted or anything. So, and just hang in there. And I do see eventually another job offering coming to you. I really do. Oh, I know your name. Oh, Prob. Okay, Prob. All right. I remember. Yeah, I remember that from before. I just like you the pretty eye. I was a makeup artist back in the day. That's why it doesn't bother me not having filters on YouTube. Because I used to be a model when I was younger. And I know how to do makeup well. So I used to look at a lot of pictures like that. Oh, yeah, well, it didn't seem cool at the time. I didn't like being a model that much. Like, you gotta walk a certain way and wear these dresses. They'd put French braids in my hair when it was long, which it's growing back. I know how to do all kinds of makeup stuff. So a lot of people that are on TikTok don't want to be over here because of the whole no filters. To me, it don't even matter because I mean I feel if you're in the entertainment business of any time, you should be able to do your own stage makeup, and that's it. You should look how you look. These days, there's so much filters, it's ridiculous. You don't know who you're looking at because they have this filter that makes them look a certain way. I'll play around with a little bit of filters, but I don't generally like that. I'm not big on that. All right, you see me getting a chance to talk to Mark in person again. Were you trying to? I know you were on here before. Were we talking about Mark before, or is it somebody else? I'm not sure. I think it was Mark. Last time you were here. It could be another one. But let me do this here. It sounds familiar, the name. But then I've been seeing a lot of names lately. Alright, you have got a full moon in Cancer. This just talks about a personal issue reaching resolution. That's good if you want to talk to him. Then you got a super moon, and this just talks about emotions getting like all over the place. They're running high, they're all over, and they're shooting all around. Which happens in romantic encounters. It happens a lot. You feed off emotions in romantic situations. Then you got a full moon in Libra, and this talks about win win outcomes. I do feel you're going to talk to this guy, but when you do, he's going to have a lot of questions for you. So I would really watch. I feel that there's a peak of interest, but he wants to make sure that it's going to happen. He's careful. And there's nothing wrong with being careful. Nothing wrong at all with being careful. So I do feel something. He is going to talk to you, but he just has a lot of stuff going on. I just feel has a busy schedule a lot. He sounds like me. He really is. He does. Even though I got 4 days off, I got more drama than a 19-year-old over here. So that makes sense. So yeah, I do feel you're gonna talk to him, but you know what? It's good if he has a lot of questions because then there won't be no problems, and there won't be no problems when problems come up because when new problems, because the old problems will be done dealt with. Because you don't want to deal with a whole new set of problems when you haven't solved the old problems. It makes no sense. So it's probably better it's happening this way. It is good that he asked me questions. It is very helpful. Well, that's good. Yeah, I do think you're going to get an encounter. He's going to be asking questions. So if you can handle the questions, he's going to be asking them. See, I don't like people be asking me a bunch of questions like that when I'm out and about or anything. I like just to be about my business. But I think you're way more romantic than me. I think I tap more into spirituality and trying to figure out clues of the Bible and this and that more than anything else in history. These little flying things, I don't know what they are. I know I don't have bugs, but damn, I think my dog brought some home from the dog park. See, there it is again. It's just in this area. I think it's from my little dried up flowers. Well, I'm going to take me a break because my throat hurts. And then I'm going to color in my panda friend when I come back. Here he is. Well, hello, Jojo. You got a question before I come off and take me a little break? Alright, is T afraid to lose me and sad that we're not speaking currently? He caused a huge argument. Oh. You're not a romantic, but if he is straightforward with me, it'd be good. Oh. I don't know. I always get a lot of romantic energy off of you. I always do. I thought you were romantic because you always have a lot of nice, healthy love energy around you. I'm surprised you're not. Me, I have more skeptical energy. I just be reading people all the time. All the time. I read how their looks. I mean, how their their actions. It probably was from being a military family, honestly. I always am gauging people and just surveilling them all the time. I have a bad habit of that. I do it all the time. My dad was very well in the military at interrogating people. Sometimes I do too much of it, honestly. This is why my exes don't bother me because they know I have no problem to go over their house and cuss them out. Pretty much. Because I have their children, so they can't get rid of me. Well, let's see here. You want to know if T is afraid to lose you? All right, I got a new moon in Aries, and it's just talking about time to take action, move forth, and so on. Which sounds like it already happened because he caused an argument and everything else. And then you have a full moon surrounding that situation and new moon in Leo. A full moon is just talking about surrendering to the divine. I feel that I'm picking up that he likes you and he doesn't know how to tell you he likes you. So he's just acting like a jackass a little bit. That's what I'm picking up. And then you got a new moon in Leo, and this just talks about confidence. He doesn't have any confidence because the new moon in Leo is telling you to have confidence. I feel that he's just, I don't know, I just feel like his self esteem's low and he likes you, but he really has a horrible way of saying it. That's what I'm picking up. Alright, he was trying to make it seem like he didn't like me as much. I know he does. He does, he's just being a jackass. So if you want to get him, feel him out. I you gotta like I'm trying to explain it in the ways. It's almost like trying to draw something out. Like an animal you'd bring food out. So he's stubborn speaking currently. I feel that he's upset, yeah. But to draw him out and make him actually tell you that he likes you or doesn't like you, I mean, honestly, what I would do is just start calling him out. And I would just ask him. I would ask him and ask people around you. Or just start talking to someone else and as a friend and don't say it's not a friend or whatever you want to do and like one of those pretend boyfriends. Like you like start a rumor. You could do that, start a rumor that you're with someone else and then just tell the other person and see what he does. Sometimes that works too. He started being rude just because I didn't give him money and he's kind of manipulative. If he's asking for money and stuff, I would not. That's a bad sign. If someone's asking you for money, you need to. I mean, I would let that go because I don't know what's wrong with men these days, but men are not. Women are supposed to give men money unless you're like in a marriage situation because you need your money. Well, that's just me. So And if he's manipulative, I definitely wouldn't be in that energy field. Honestly, I wouldn't. There's nothing, no good comes from manipulative people. And I will tell you that because that's just crazy. But I'm going to take me a break and like an hour break and get something to eat. So I'm hoping I'll probably pop on here around 3 or 3:30. About an hour and a half on whatever time difference. Here it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm gonna take me an hour break. So yeah, and don't let that man get all over you like that and take control. That's ridiculous. And I will tell you that. But I thank you for everybody. Thank you for the new subscriptions, and I will see you guys in about an hour and a half. And have a great day.